and welcome to this edition of Empowered 305. We have not just a very special guest, someone that I've known for many years, who I've been wanting to come onto our podcast. That is Omi Llaneras, Angela Roberts, Officer Vanessa Gonzalez, Atherley Edwards, Ariadna Espinosa, Jennifer Ramirez, Lieutenant Indiana Miranda, Catherine Fernandez Rondo. Welcome. Talk to me a little bit about how Do the Right Thing was created.
So Do the Right Thing was actually created way back in 1990, so we're almost 34 years old, and a group of community volunteers actually teamed up with the Miami Police Department to recognize a student that had turned in a loaded gun. And the impact was so great for that student that they decided to make an ongoing recognition program, and 34 years later, here we are, Do the Right Thing.
What's that profound love you have for Virginia Key Beach? Talk to me about it.
Most importantly, being named after the founder has made this a divine connection. Athlete Range, who was the original founder of Historic Virginia Key Beach, she is a pioneer. She's a driven woman. She was the first African-American commissioner that was appointed with the city of Miami, and also headed Amtrak as well. So just being able to fill those shoes has just been divine. So having the ability to be, appointed by Chairwoman King, and also having the backup from the other commissioners has really given me the strength that I needed to push forward. And just, the environmental aspect, most importantly, the civil rights aspect, I just have a special love for it. So being able to be the pioneer, the executive director and the CEO is just a full circle for me.
Talk to me about Safe Place.
So the Safe Place initiative was something that was created back in Seattle. There was 2015, there was a pride that happened there, and there was 8 crimes that were unreported. The next year, the actual first full-time LGBT liaison nationwide was Jim Ritter. And so he said, what can we do to bridge this gap for them not to be uncomfortable with calling the police? So he created the Safe Place initiative. And after that, the next year, there was another 8 hate crimes, which then became felony arrests and everything. And that's when he saw that the program was a hit. After that, it started going nationwide. The city of Miami implemented in 2017, I believe. And then once I became the part-time liaison in 2019, that's when I kind of took over the program. I'm in the process of revamping it, but basically what it is, it's a decal that's placed outside of businesses within the city of Miami that say that they're a safe place. Their job function is to have a safe place for someone to stay in a public area within their organization, call the police, and then we come and handle it from there. So it's kind of showing the community, like, I could come in here, this business supports us. And it's not just LGBT related, it's also hate crimes. So it just says report hate crimes. So it's the rainbow is a universal to show everybody that they're inclusive. And so that's what we do here.
What advice would you give aspiring legal professionals, especially those interested in public service, about making a positive impact in our communities?
There's so many different careers. It's not just being a lawyer. There are lots of different careers. You heard Kenya and I talking about victims advocates. You can have a direct impact on saving someone's life or improving their quality of life. There are bailiffs, there are court reporters, victims advocates, there are public service as a police officer. Being an assistant state attorney, let me tell you, it is one of the most greatest rewards you can find, because you're fighting not just for one person, you're fighting for the whole community. You're trying to keep everybody safe. You're making important decisions every day about the case that you have, what's a just outcome. You're a voice for the voiceless, the powerless. You can actually go into court and make changes and huge reforms on a big level and on a small level. So, I mean, you can do it on the other side as well. But I tell my office, and I know you believe this, I think I have the best team in America, and I say that to them, and we all feel that way. So please come join us.
What would you think is one of your key qualities that you believe makes your job so successful as an HR professional?
I don't think it's just one. I think I got a couple. I'm very transparent. So everybody in their life, they work in gray. There's black, there's white, and then there's some gray. for me, I don't do well in gray. But I know sometimes we deal with the political animal, so you might have to deal in gray a little bit. But for the most part, I'm black or white, which is very good for our HR director because we're the gatekeepers to the rules, the policies, the procedures. And then I think the biggest thing that probably has made me successful, I try to be empathetic as much as I can. And looking at the employees and their needs, but sometimes I got to put down the hammer. So I do that when I have to. And then learning my bosses. I've been through quite a few city managers and learning them and how they work, but also at the very same time being transparent as the HR director and still reminding them that we do have rules, regulations, and things that we have to follow. My favorite saying to all my bosses, I am here to save you from yourself. So I think that has helped me to be successful.
You lead one of the biggest departments in the city.
It's $37 million a year in operations and 140 employees, dedicated, hardworking employees. Part of the work that we do, it's kind of diversified, right? So general services is kind of the name you give to the miscellaneous. So we offer services as far as the mechanical garage. So that offers mechanical services for all of the city fleet.
Our unsung heroes. Every time our cars break.
Yeah, we do everything except for fire. Fire does do their own heavy fleet, but their administrative fleet we also do. And then we also have our graphics department. So all of your digital needs, graphic reproductions, all of your magazine articles and things like that you need. Our graphic team puts that together. It's a full-blown print shop in operation. We also have a property management division, and that one's kind of twofold. So not only do we do the repair and maintenance for all facilities citywide, there are also a couple of facilities themselves that are under our purview. So City Hall proper, the administration building, this podcast room. We're the people behind the scenes, right, that keep it looking pretty, keep the lights working, and keep everything looking as it should, like the gem that it is, right? And then lastly, we are responsible for the operation and maintenance of the City of Miami 911 system.
Why did you want to become a victims advocate witness coordinator?
Absolutely. So victims advocate witness coordinator is such a fundamental part of the department because we're out in the community helping those victims of violent crimes such as homicide victims, domestic violence, human trafficking victims, and so much more that we can enter within their crisis moment to provide resources such as helping them with medical bills, funeral arrangements for the next of kin. So there's so many variety that we can help out with. Counseling, mental health is so important to be able to have them where they're at, to be able to move forward with their life, and having someone holding your hand throughout that time is fundamental.
I know you're a happy mom of 3.
I am.
And you're married to one of our very own.
Yes, I am.
How do you balance work and your home life? Because you're the lieutenant and you're also the PIO.
It took a lot of time to actually find that balance. And it took a lot of patience and frustration and calling my mom crying because I can't do it. You know, sometimes we're so quick to want to grow up and have all the responsibilities and be out of the house. And then we're like, I really had it good taking a nap at my mom's house and not having all of this to worry about. But it's a happy balance. It's having that schedule that works for you and your spouse or for yourself and your children. And just seeing them do the routine every day. They're like little grown men, I would call them, because we get up, we go to school, I pick them up, it's homework time, it's dinner,